We're gonna hide that. Clean our eyepieces on our microscope. Let's use a microfiber cloth. Wonder if what the under thing looks like. Super dirty. Picking anything up with these gloves. Actually gonna kick this off the desk too. Really no reason to have it on there. Okay. Alright. So the computer we have tonight is an A1278 2012 MacBook Pro Unibody, and the complaint is it's liquid damaged. So, as such, we are not going to power it on. Whenever we get a device that is liquid damaged, I know in the past we have powered it on a few times, but luckily we've never been bitten by that practice. We just decided to adopt a new practice of whenever we get a machine and the reported issue is liquid damage, we automatically do not attempt to turn it on to see how much current it's drawing or anything. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this thing opened up and see what we're looking at as far as damage. The screwdriver's probably overkill. That's a pH 0. Maybe we'll get a pH 00. pH 00 works. I think I have a pH 00 up here too, don't I? That's a tri-wing. That's a P2. There's a Phillips. It's kind of a small Phillips though. I don't know if I like that one. I like this one. Go ahead and get these screws popped out. Facebook message. Let's see. Oh yeah, I messaged somebody regarding. Oh, the inside cover looks really clean, so you can see that. There's really no spots or nasty corrosion or anything. Oof, man, my camera did not like that at all. See if I can brighten it up in here. It's kind of dark. Got tons of light in here. Like every little bit helps. All right. Just double check and make sure my microscope camera isn't locked up. Oh, this works. Excellent. All right. So down here is the typical areas that get liquid damaged. These big, well, you can't see because the camera is so high up in the air. Now I've ordered a new mount, a sturdier mount that's lower, so I can get closer, but it hasn't shown up yet. So I moved the camera up to a stud that I put into a shelf. So it's how it's gonna have to be for a little while till that other mount comes. So let's focus up here. How's that for you? Does that look good? Oh, relatively speaking, right off the bat, we've got some green crap there. Luckily, these pins are not populated, but we got some green. We get some green nastiness here. Take care of that with the UC. Got a little damage here. Let's unplug the battery. Oh, I already unplugged the battery. Cool. The battery's already unplugged. As you can see, I already unplugged the battery. Good. What else do we got here? I haven't removed the board yet. I'm just kind of doing a little look around. A little look-see. Let's take the LCD connector up. These boards always seem to get damage on the LCD connector. Yeah, this one's slightly got damage on it. A little dirty. Oh, the actual cable looks good on the LCD, so that's good. But you can see we've got brighten this up at all. I got a few components here that are corroded. Those will have to be replaced for sure. That's some nastiness. So that's some disgustingness that'll have to be replaced. Yeah. This guy, he's gonna have to get replaced. Guarantee his pins are corroded. So I think I ordered a bunch of these. I have donor boards in. Oh, he's missing a leg here. Yep. This leg's gone. That leg. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. This little 6-pin chip. It's a MOSFET or something. It's missing this leg. It's corroded off. It's alright. We'll replace that. A couple resistors. So, I mean, you know, just general cleanup on that area. Looks like we got these caps. These always take a hit. Same with this guy. He's usually covered in hot glue or something. There's our backlight driver. Backlight driver's got a couple little nasty little pads that are corroded. So, and then we got this whole area above where those capacitors are. Those that's a mess. So we're just gonna wiper this whole area and clean it. And here's next to our SMC. This is to the back of the machine. That's the problem. The back of the machine is basically right here. So anytime anything gets spilled, it just runs right into here. So we got a resistor here that's looking kind of bad. That's our 3V42. Comes through this. There's another bypass cap probably that's got to go. There's a resistor next to our SMC. That'll have to go. We'll may have to remove the edge bonding around the SMC to see if there's damage under the SMC. Probably likely there is. It's kind of a dirty test point. And we got some resistors down here that are bad. Looking, this guy, he's got green crap all over the pins above here. So we might just take him off if I've got one. I've got limited amount of logic or donor boards for this machine, so yeah, and this connector, these points look nasty, so we'll probably have to clean those and tin them, because we don't want corrosion all over this. That's just gonna make for not good. This little guy, he's dirty. We'll have to take a look at him and see if we need to replace him. I forgot what that's for. The resistor. That'll have to go. This cap's got this capacitor down here. It's got a dark end cap here. So we might get rid of him too. So I mean, I'll go ahead. Oh, this looks kind of nasty too around here. We'll have to touch all these pins up probably. So it's got grossness. And, oh, what's that? Yeah, we got some corrosion and nastiness here. That's not populated, so that's not really important. So, yeah, just some, we already looked at that. Is our ISL. That looks really good, actually. No real corrosion around the ISL. That's just surface nastiness. That'll clean off. It's not really corroding anything. We'll definitely have to look at the other side of the board too, see if there's damage there. But yeah, just general nastiness. Let's see. Keyboard connector and everything looks okay. Camera cable looks good. I think this generates our 5 volts. Maybe, no, that's not the TPS. Yeah, so just, a few areas. Those are the typical areas of this computer that get corroded when liquid damage occurs. Nothing unusual. So we'll go ahead and take it apart and take the board out and get to work and see if we can't fix this. I know I would personally, I would like to power it on just to see what the current draw is and if it actually turns on. I mean, it's probably safe to turn it on since there's no active liquid, but we're not going to take the chance on this one. We're just going to fix it. Just get it running, I assume. My customer's, pretty confident or pretty accurate when they say it's no power. So we're going to go ahead and just take the board out and fix it, not mess with it, because like I said, I don't want to make a bad thing worse. Playing around. Ram out. Come on. Come on, little rammy rams. All the logic board screws on this are T6, by the way, if you're following along. The DCN board is also T6. Not to be confused with a T5, which is what is on MacBook Air, MacBook Pro Retinas, etc. So we'll go ahead and take this board out. I'm hoping there's not a lot of damage on the other side, but it could be wishful thinking on my part. But that's right. If there is, we'll address it, and we will make this MacBook fan screws. We will make this MacBook a MacBook again, and not a pile of trash. Take our cable or LCD cable bracket off here, like this. Bracket out. Looks like our mic is still in solid, so we're gonna attempt to. We'll remove the logic board without ripping the mic out. It's kind of tricky, but you know, if you're if you're patient, you can get it out without ripping the mic out, or anything else? Okay, so I think we got everything unhooked. So the backlight is, where's the backlight? Over here, I think. Anyway. Oh, that's not a good sound. That was sticky. That's unfortunate. Okay, so I'll just gently lift the board up here. And usually, there we go. Usually if you just kind of lift it up at an angle like this, well, it's hard to see what I'm doing, but you can unwind the microphone. Oh, this microphone came out. Never mind. So it must have been unstuck already because it was barely pulled on that. No worries. We'll leave it attached. We'll leave it attached for now. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pull the speaker off because once we get a fan spin, we're going to clean this board. We'll have to remove all that anyway. This board's actually in great shape for being a 2012. It's, other than the liquid damage, it's, the fan's not super dirty. So this thing looks like it's been taken care of pretty well. Kind of partial to the 2012s. I have a 2012. Let's stick the speaker over there. Microphone. Take our DCM board off for now. Close up our screw box. Just a little bit of liquid damage there. Nothing too big. We can clean that out pretty easily. Yeah, you can just see some spots all along here down the bottom. You can just see some sticky spots. Like, we could wipe that out pretty easy. So that's not bad at all. This computer is actually in very good shape. Like, I personally don't blame the people for wanting to get it fixed, because I mean, this is a 2012. Look at that. There's no scratches or dents. I mean, it's kind of got some smudges. Got a few little smudges on the front. But like, the corners are crisp. This is a clean machine, unlike the other one that I have to fix, which has severe liquid damage. I might do a video of that one too, but somebody spilled milk inside of it, and the milk is gone sour. It's disgusting. Anyway, let's go back to the microscope camera. Let's see if we can find any signs of corrosion on this side. Tell me when that gets clear. That's clear for me. There we go. I know this is not very bright, but I'm afraid that if I go into Amscope and brighten it up, that it's gonna freeze. Make for a whole bunch of other problems. So, yeah, we got a couple of corroded places here. We got some general nastiness right here you can see. Or you can't see because it's not focused. There we go. Yeah, so this guy, we'll replace him. His end cap is pretty much corroded off, it seems like. Well, it's down to copper, but we'll get rid of him. We'll replace him. There's some nastiness, hair, and grossness. It's kind of gross. This guy is a little fuzzy. Those look bad, but they're not. They're just shiny. Everything else looks okay. I mean, the board's pretty nasty. It'll definitely need to be ultrasonically cleaned. We'll definitely give it the ultrasonic bath. Do I want to remove the heatsink first? Maybe we'll remove the heatsink because I'm curious. Curious about what's underneath. Going to switch views again. Curious about what's underneath the heatsink and the fan. This camera angle trips me out because that is the back wall. So what you're seeing is 180 degrees out of what I'm seeing. I wonder if I can rotate it or flip it or something. Or like mirror it. Can I? Enable preview, window, screenshot, add. Unlock it. Enable preview, lock, preview scaling, full screen projector. Wait, what if I'm gonna lock preview? I just want to try something really quick. Rename, remove, order, move up, move down, transform, edit copy, rotate 180 degrees. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Nice. So this is what I'm looking at, or I'm facing this way. So that is in front of me. That's my 32-inch monitor. This is what you see is what I see. Awesome. I like this. Anyway, back to taking off the heatsink. You have to undo the fan connector here. I found on fan connectors that the connectors here, I'll put it under the microscope view so you can see it. It's a little trick that's like foolproof. I've never had a problem with it. Some people just rip the cable up, and I've tried that, and I ended up having to replace fan connectors and stuff because I've tried that. Anyway, what you see here is the fan connector. If you just take a tweezer and you just put it underneath the cable here, right underneath where the wires go in, you just gently nudge up. This thing comes out so easily. You don't damage anything. And I'm not prying against the chip down. I'm not prying against this chip right here. I'm pulling up with the tweezer. So I pull up. You just gently pull up. Works every time. You're not ripping connectors. I've replaced many connectors, mostly due to owners of MacBooks trying to replace keyboards and stuff. I end up getting their machine and having to replace their keyboard connector or their trackpad connector because they get a little unruly with the screwdriver and they rip the connector off. Which is fine because that's more work for me. But get our screws out of the way, get our fan off. I just want to get a good look at this thermal paste off here. We'll put some nice new thermal paste on. Some MX4. I used to use Arctic Silver and everybody doesn't like that. So I tried. I don't really care, but I tried. I've used Arctic Silver for my PCs for ever and never had a problem. But this MX4 stuff seems to work pretty good, so I decided to start using it. This is our GPU. Alright, here's our board. Stripped of the fan and the heatsink and everything. Let's have another look under the microscope and see if there's any other damage that we can find. Because we want to be thorough. Alright, we've got some green probe points, not a big deal. Those will come clean with the little scrubbing and ultrasonic. The capacitor's still got somewhat of a shiny end cap. We'll clean it. We'll clean it off with IP and just make sure. Just have some slightly dirty probe points, nothing crazy yet. Resistor's a little, there's a solder ball. Just some general nastiness. I mean, that's the top of the resistor. The side is still shiny, so I'm not so concerned about that. This guy's a little dirty, but like I said, he's still shiny end cap. It's not corroded off. So I think this will be a pretty straightforward repair. Unfortunately, with those big caps on the other side, I took them all off my donor, so I have a bag that I ordered from electronics, an online electronics part seller. I ordered a whole bag of them. So yeah, we saw this already. So this little resistor is kind of, we're gonna go ahead and pull him off and clean. We'll pull that off and clean and put another one on there because I don't like the looks of that. Other than that, not too bad. Alright, well, let's get on the fume extractor and let's get to work and see if we can't get this thing to turn on. It's nothing like having a fan spin to end your videos, so I apologize for the jerky motions of the microscope. Just got to get everything all set up here. Alright. Get our donors. And then we have our capacitors and everything down here already. Refurb his computer down there. Ooh, got a long sleeve shirt on. It's warm in here, man. It's like summer. Alright, we're going to open up our board view software. Using Flex Board View created by Paul Daniels, because why would you use anything else? This is incredibly awesome software. Makes this 100 times easier. Thanks to Paul. Alright, I guess we'll start removing things. Tricky part is this area because of our LCD connector is right there. You know what, I'm going to look underneath or look inside the LCD connector, see if I can gently pull the microscope out without disconnecting it or causing it to glitch out. We'll look inside the connector, and if we need to replace that, we'll just use hot air. But this connector on the inside does not look bad at all. I don't see any signs of corrosion or anything. The pins look shiny. Yeah, I think we're going to be careful and try not to melt our LCD connector. We're going to try to work with it. Wonder if we can turn the board in another angle to, yes, you know, we're going to be pointing right at it. Face, may be able to face that way, but could just take a big blob of solder, which is what I'll probably do, and just blob all these off. Same with this guy, because this transformer, it's transformer, I don't know. What is it? Let's see. I sound like an idiot. It is a transformer. Yep, it's a transformer. We don't want to burn the transformer, so we're gonna have to strategically come in here and remove all this stuff. So we'll try using a solder. We'll try using iron. If that doesn't work, we'll hot air it. Yeah, it's going to be a little work, take a little more time, but we'll get some flux too. I don't want to melt other components. I'll melt the LCD connector or anything. So we'll just flux up this whole area here. Screwdrivers out of the way. Get some unleaded solder and our soldering iron. Grab our tweezers. We pulled that resistor off. That's right, we'll replace that one too. Get off the tweezers there, guy. Come on. My solder blob is sitting on the top of my soldering iron. That's not where you need to be. So we'll just brute force him off. We're just gonna brute force everybody off of my board. Get off my board. And does this take more time? Sure, but it also results in a cleaner job and keeps from burning up other stuff. Alright, kick you off the board. This guy's a mess. Missing a leg, dude. You're gone. And get off. Melting. Stinky. Try to bring that pad back. We're just gonna clean up the neighborhood. The neighborhood cleanup guy here. If you're new to board repair, I would highly suggest not doing what I'm gonna do and just remove everything that needs to be removed and then start replacing, because chances are you're gonna forget what you've taken off. I would highly recommend, if you're going to start on this, say if your board needed this area replaced, I would clean everything off this area, replace it before you move on, because you're going to forget. You're going to probably forget what you've taken off, and it's going to be a nightmare. You're going to have to sit there and figure out what you took off. I've done so many of these boards that I remember. Now watch, I'll probably jinx myself and forget. I make myself look silly. Okay. We're just gonna kind of go in here and clean stuff up. We're going to tin those so they don't corrode anymore. Just gently rub. Get everything tinned and cleaned. Just gently rubbing with our soldering iron, not just gently scraping. We're not going too crazy here. We don't want to take a break here once in a while so we don't lift the pads up, because the last thing we want to do is spend more time having to run traces. Alright, we'll give our board a break. Do some wicking and see what we got. If we got some nice clean spots to put new components, or if we need to do some more work. So not bad, 10 minutes worth of work, and got this area all cleaned out, ready for new stuff. No more corrosion and general nastiness. Ha! Look at that. Beautiful. Take a cotton swab to that and alcohol and see what it looks like. So I gather once we replace all the components here and in that other area, this board will probably fire up. And of course, we'll show that. I'll hook it up to a screen and make sure it works. Oh, we should have to replace that capacitor too. Yeah, we're not going to use any hot air on this area. We're going to do this all by hand. Clean, clean, clean. We may have to touch up the solder joints on that connector. Well, they don't look too bad. A little dirty, but the camera's not doing any justice. They're still shiny. Yeah, see? They're still pretty shiny. Look how beautiful that area is. We just took all those nasty components off. Looks beautiful. So yeah, look at that. Nice. We have all of our pads still. That's great. Still have all of our solder pads. So we'll just flux that up. Touch things up as we go. Touch that guy up. So still looks a little, still shiny, is just dull on the top. Just touch him up. Same with this resistor. Okay. Maybe we'll replace that too. Thinking. I don't like that. Get out of your hair. Or fiber. Yeah, this. Not too keen on that. Oh, you can't even see what I'm pointing at. Oh, gosh. I still need to get my other adapter. Yeah, that guy doesn't look super hot. We're going to get rid of him too. Why not? Sorry, buddy, you gotta go. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's just dirty. Yeah. It was just dirty. It's all shiny now. Clear that bridge that I just created. Yeah. So we'll just work on that side, and then after that we got, what else do we got here? So we got, we're probably going to replace you. I don't like copper looking legs, because that's like the next step before them corroding off. So we're probably going to replace you, because you're important. We'll wait to check our backlight circuit after we're done. You're okay. This is 30. Just a little dirtiness here. We'll probably go ahead and replace these resistors and this capacitor. Definitely replace these guys. Well, this guy doesn't look too bad, but we'll go ahead and replace them anyway. We'll replace that resistor there too. He looks a little nasty. But you know what, I guess we could just do like I suggested, and we'll take care of this area before I move on. Get all this fuzz out of the way. Alright, let's grab a donor board. If I have a nice one. Take our target board out. But yeah, he's got nice components. He's got a really nice set of parts we can steal. What about this guy? He's already got some stuff missing. That resistor looks like it's about to fall off. We can still take these. Yeah, we can definitely take the resistors. We just need that. That guy. Yeah. He's got the resistors also. So we're just missing... We're missing 3 resistors here. So one goes across here, one goes here, and one goes here. And then we got these 2 guys here and this for this area, and then that area will be taken care of. We will use hot air to take them off the donor boards because we don't care what we burn on the donor board. So we'll just take everything off off donor board number 1 because it's got all the good stuff. You'll see this is why I don't want to use hot air on that, because these resistors are right next to this transformer and it's going to melt. Sure make a liar out of me. So maybe the very corner will melt. Wow, maybe my skills are just that good. I managed to pull that off without even melting that transformer. That's hilarious. So I believe that's... Yeah. You're going there. Get off. Just put a little flux there. Get our soldering iron. Just cheat and touch one leg or one pad. Bring our little resistor. Just like that. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm not the best camera person in the world. There's that guy in his new permanent home. So this area is going to take a little longer than the rest, because I don't want to burn that transformer or the LCD connector, but the rest of the board I can use hot air. And I will use hot air. Greatly speed everything up. You know what? Let's check and see what the value of all these resistors and everything are. Maybe we can pull them all off at the same time. But carefully mix them up. So our 4263 is 10 ohms. 0402 and 4261 is 470K, so we cannot mix those. Alright. So I figured we'll pull one off at a time. Look at that. I'm not even burning the transformer. How about that? Wow. Guess I'm just better than I thought. Better than I thought at using hot air. But that's okay. Not gonna risk it. This one's gonna be a little trickier. Okay. A little more flux. Try to keep him from... We could use a little hot air to kind of scooch him in place. Since this is lead free, it'll melt faster, so... But, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, get our next resistor here. Then we just got a couple more components for this area. And then we can move on. Oh, sorry. Got phone. Busy, busy, busy. Got customers and... Alright. Oof, been at this for an hour already, huh? Yeah, this is going to be a long repair because of the fact that I'm videoing. Normally I would just be tearing through this, like getting stuff off, soldering, moving the board back and forth, but I'm talking and explaining things and thinking. So most of the time I don't think, I just go. Yep, we'll just put a little solder on this one pad again, kind of cheat. There's different methods you can do. Okay, so he cooperated very well. Thank you, little resistor, for making that easy on me. Just cute flux. I mean, we might be able to flow those into place a little bit with some hot air. We'll just kind of keep an eye on our connector and stuff. There we go. Nope. Cool. Alright, now we'll get our big chip here. Pin 1 is the bottom left here, right there. So remember that. Okay. We may have to we'll clean his pads off a little bit so he sits flat. Oh, where'd he go? Come here, little bug. These chips remind me of little bugs. There we go. Just clean that off a little bit so it's easier to, it'll be flat. Okay, put a little flux. I am going to use the solder on the iron touch technique. Okay. Here. Just like that. See how easy that was? No. And we didn't burn our transformer didn't burn up our transformer. All those pins. There we go. Good. Good, good, good. Good enough. Maybe touch this side up a little bit. There we go. Ha. I'm happy with that. Now we just have two more components that go here. We'll get those replaced, and then that whole area will be done. Then we just move on to the area next to the SMC. We just got a couple more little bits. We'll be off to the races. We can pull both these off since we know one's a capacitor and one's a resistor. That'll be perfectly fine. Thank you for your donation there, donor board. We really appreciate you volunteering to donate some of your parts so that another MacBook logic board can live. Put a little bit of couple solder blobs there. I mean, doing it this way is not ideal, but it works. Alright, we'll take that for now. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to turn the board, make it easier on myself. Just like that. Get some more flux here, and we'll do the other side, then we'll touch them up. It's better to get both sides tacked down before you decide to touch up the ends, because if you try to do that now, the part will move on you and it'll get frustrating. See, now that the other side's done. Just like that. I mean, are they perfectly straight? No. Are they soldered solidly? Yes. And now, we can clean up this whole area here that we just made a mess. Clean up all the flux. Take a look at our job. See, no burnt transformer. Haha. The best part. I mean, you know, we could attempt to reflow that capacitor real quick. Just have to be careful. Yeah, that's good enough. I don't want to risk burning anything. It's that expression, let sleeping dogs lie. Leave it. It's solidly soldered. We don't need it to be perfect. You go and try to make it perfect, you know what's going to happen. You're going to make a mess. Alright, now what was used to be a corroded, janky mess is now nice. It'll be nicer once I ultrasonic. Yeah, all of our components are nice. Replaced. Let's say I'm satisfied with that. It'll look much better once we ultrasonically clean it.
Okay. The zombie cat took him
Ah.
and just the honest.
Alright. And now we can just use hot air for this area. Who's going to be our next victims? I think the capacitors. This whole area. Why is my camera crooked? Or my microscope? Alright. We'll just start pulling all this stuff off and replace. Oh, gotta move my camera so you can see what I'm doing. Shoe off. It's 2 resistors. I don't like you. Whoop. Capacitor down here. You're gonna go. Okay, that's for section 2. I think that's good enough. Take everything off. Excellent. Got this hot. And then we'll have section 3, which will be this guy, this resistor down here, probably these 2 resistors, touch that up, this resistor by the SMC, this resistor over here, this, and then fix this, and this will be section 3, and then we'll look around and pick up any stragglers. Oh yeah, we're gonna replace this guy too. I think I've got a whole pile of those, so we'll make sure to point our hot air away from the LCD connector, because the LCD connector is right here. Yeah, stuff's corroded under him for sure. Probably have problems with that. Oh, this will be quadrant 4. We'll take care of stuff up here too. Can't forget that. Okay. Touch all that up. We don't necessarily need to get rid of the lead-free solder. We just want to clean the pads is the whole purpose of this. The whole purpose and point is to clean up any corrosion or anything that's left behind when we remove the component. And to check, it's also a good way to check our pads to make sure they're not ripped or corroded. Got to glance up at the TV or the screen every once in a while to make sure what I'm doing is in the shot, because it field of view on my adapter for my microscope camera is the wrong size. So you're only able to see like a lot less than what I can see. Touch up the joints on that guy too. Alright, there's area 2. Kind of touched up. Touch this up a little bit. So. diode. Okay. Give her a quick clean just to see how things look. Yeah, we'll wick. Oops, put some more flux in here so I can wick all this stuff up because it's got contaminated with leaded solder or lead free. So we'll wick all that up and start fresh. There's a couple legs on this MOSFET that are dirty. Clean that off. Jeez. My fume extractor's a little further away than I'd like, so getting a little bit of the flux blown up in my face. Okay. Now we'll clean that off with IPA again, and then we'll put some new flux and solder down, and then we'll attach our new components. Does that look okay, or is that corroded, that capacitor? I think it's alright. Should be okay. Yeah, he's not popping off or nothing. Alright. Okay. Next stop. Soldering all the components we just removed off this area, which is about 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 or 13 components that we just removed off that little area. I'm not sure which of these is populated, so I just solder them or did them all, and if they had a component on there, I'll put it on. If not, I won't. This is the boring part of the job, is replacing, right? I mean, when it comes to doing videos, I don't think it's boring, I think it's fun, but this is the boring part of the video, is replacing all these components. Because for people watching, it's like, yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing on that donor board. I don't think we're gonna use you. Sorry, you're a mess. You're not much better. Yikes. That's the bad thing about these, is sometimes the donors don't look as good either. And you got a couple of the resistors and stuff I'm after, but you're missing a bunch. Ooh, but you have that chip there. I can steal that off of you. Well, that's good. So we'll steal him off there. Warm up that warm up the goo. Get it off. We don't want any of that. Get a little flux. I don't care if this is a 2-hour video, because it shows you how long this takes. Come on. Cooperate, little chip. Little chip's not cooperating. Okay. Got you, you're done. The next one will probably be even longer because it's got I have a same board, an A1278, A203115 that got milk spilt on it, and it looks worse than this one. So that one might be a even longer video. Alright, so I got you. And now I just need to replace that stuff on it. Let's see what resistors I have to replace on this area here. One right above that test point. U. U. Who else do I got? I gotta move this board real quick so I can see who else I got. So that's that top resistor there. Okay. I'm like a manual pick and place machine. Okay. Who else do I got on this board that I can take? Try to keep flux on here to help things flow. And right above that 6-pin guy. Yep. You in focus. Blow some of the flux over there. Okay. Looks like we're missing one or two more things up here, possibly. Let's see if I have any other donors that will work. get all of our other components off. Okay. So we're basically just missing you and you, but you don't look good. So we're just missing you and you. You look like crap there too. I may have to go to my books, my resistor thing, and pull them off because my donors, yeah, those don't look good. I don't like it. Nah. I've only got 4 donor boards. This is this one that I just stole everything off of, right? Yep. Yeah. So I'm missing the resistor that goes here and the one that goes here. I'll have to get my resistor books out and change them or replace them that way. Cause I'm not using those janky. Oh wait, I wonder if they're the same thing on a 3476. Cause I have tons of those boards too. So what are they? Let's go to Plex board view. So we are here, and it's this guy, R3890, 49.9K, and then this guy, 137K, 0402. It's for T29. Let's see. Let's open a 3436 board. Open. $1278. Wait, what's 3770 or 30? Oh wait, 2936. Let's try that. I have donor boards for those. Nope. It doesn't look the same. Alright. Alright, we're gonna have to look at our donors here. $25.30? There we go. What about a 25.30 donor board? What do you look like? Do you got what I need? Oh, you look nowhere near what. Alright, donor books it is. I mean, resistor books it is. Those are 02, 0401s. Gotta open our board view back up. 0402s. Do I have an 0402 resistor book? I don't know if I do or not. This is a 201 capacitor, 201 resistor, 1206 resistor. These are 805s, I believe. Shoot. I don't think I have. I have to see if what I got here. 201s. Looking through my resistor box. 0. No 0402s. I never ordered a 0402, so we're gonna have to find those resistors. So we need a 49.9K on our 2936 boards, or 2530s, I mean. Alright, so we'll do a control find, 49.9K. So there's 2 on this board. And they are on our PP3v3 RTC circuit. Okay. And where's the other one? Alright, so they're both close to each other, so we can find the 49.9K. So at least we have a different model board we can pull stuff off of, because we cannot pull off my 3115 boards. This video is going on pretty long. Alright. 2936 or 2530. Okay. Now, where are we? We are there. We're above. We're in between a resistor and that. So we're gonna switch to what view are we in? Oh, we're in this view. There's our resistor right there. And you can't see that because it's blurry. That will go right there. It's 49.9K. Pull out a multimeter, measure them just to be sure. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'll be right back. think that's working, and we're back. Sorry about that. Alright, let's get back to this repair. Get this resistor off here. I just measured it and it is 49.9 kilo ohms. So we're gonna take him. Put him to the side. And we're gonna do a search for our other one. I don't remember the value. So we're going to have to open our 3115 again. $137 kilo ohms. Alright. Control F, 137K. This is what I gotta go. This is what I gotta go through. I don't know 137 kilo ohms on this board. Oh, bummer. We have no 137 kilo ohms resistors on this board. We're gonna have to get desperate here. What about a 165 board, a MacBook Air board? Do they have a 137K? Let's see. Nope. Shoot. What about an 875? Let's do a find on that. 137K. Nope. Well, that's not good. I guess we're going to have to, even though I prefer not to use a janky looking resistor. I'm going to have to. None of my donors have a 137 kilo ohm resistor on. And I could probably use something close to that, but bummer. Just try to pick the very best one. You have to give me some more donor boards. Not you. Sorry, I need to focus up here. Yeah, that's not it. That's not our guy. I mean, that's the resistor we need right there. That's the resistor we need. But that one doesn't look great. So, like, pick the best of the worst. Yo, he's really bad. Yuck. I guess we could just do a search and see if there's a, this is my cleanest donor board. Let's do a search on that board and see if there's another more than 137 kilo ohm resistor. Oh, yes, there is. Wonderful. There's 3. Okay, so over here. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So we can just take him off there. Which probably begs the question, there's probably another 49.9K resistor on there too. But that's okay. So R4761 and 63. Beautiful. So basically, this resistor or this resistor, either one of them are 137K. That's saying 87K, but not sure if we pull it off the board it'll measure correctly. We'll try it. We're going to measure you, little resistor, and see what you resist. $137K. Great. So we now have both of our donor resistors. Whoop. Set the board on top of him. Sure he didn't appreciate that none too much. Burning my fingers. Don't point hot air at your hand. It burns. Ow. That sucks. Okay. Whoops. Oh, sorry about that, guy. Oh my gosh. Everything's all blurry. Awesome. Great. So you can even see my wicked skills at turning that resistor into place. Oh well. Speed up a little bit. I was hoping I'd be on the third area by now. Okay. Goody goody. I really burned my finger. Alright, and now we've got these three caps, two resistors here, and then we got these two resistors and this cap, these three caps. Then this area will be done. Really burned my finger, that sucks. Okay, we have the capacitor for that. The SMC. Okay. Do we have the resistors? Looks like we got that one. Is that the one we're missing? Yep, we're missing that top one and then this one here. So we can actually take this, right? Look one more time. Yeah. Okay, now we just need this one. And these capacitors over here. So we have a donor. Or what is that value of that capacitor? Let's find it, pull it off of our donor. Or resistor, excuse me. R33 is a 470K. I'm sure we can find another 470K on here. $41.62. That is not a resistor. Oh wait, it's the bottom. This guy. I had to see if it's pictures in focus. Like, sitting here bouncing back and forth and not even paying attention to if everything's in view. I can see everything I'm doing. Fight through the pain, fight through the pain. My fingers on fire. My middle finger on my left hand is burning. Paying attention, and I directed the hot air right at my fingertip. We gotta orientate this resistor. If we don't grab it the right way, it's gonna fly away on us. Boom. Just like that. Just parked him into place. This board's gonna have flux all over. That's just the nature of board repair. But we'll clean it up as best we can, then we'll ultrasonic it when we're done. Make it look nice and clean. That looks like a mess right now. Okay. I gotta get our big caps and get those placed. These 3 guys, we can move on to section 3. Just gonna heat this area up and kind of clean it up a little bit. Oh wait, no. I'm not gonna clean it up yet. What am I talking about? I got 3 capacitors to put here. They're not cleaning up anything, pal. Alright. Let's see. Are these all the same value? You are 4.7 microfarads. The guy next to you is 4.7 microfarad. You're all 4.7 microfarads. Beautiful. Thank you for making it easy on me. So 4.7 50 volt. 4.7 microfarad 50 volt 1206. 4.7 50 volt 1206. Alright. Excellent. So we will find our capacitors. Get our capacitor box with tons of capacitors. 50 volt 4.7 mic. Let's see if I can find them. 1210. 1 microfarad. 1,000 picofarads. 3,900 picofarad. 4.7 10 volt 805s. What? We don't have those? No. Oh, we gotta have those. 4.7 microfarad 50 volt. I wonder if they're in the wrong box. Are they in my SMD parts box? Perhaps. Highly possible. Surface mount fuses, Schottky diodes. No. No. So, surface diodes. LED backlight drivers. What are these? Ferrite beads. Dual Schmidt triggers. More ferrite beads. Schottky's. No. 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 Some diodes. SMA connectors. LED drivers. Nope. True green LEDs. Look at that box one more time. I could have swore I ordered some of those. I had to have. I just glanced over them probably, or I ordered the wrong ones. So those are 402 size, 603, 402, 805. One, 201, 201, 805. 603, 603, 603, 603, 603, 603. I got 10 microfarad, 50 volt. 1210 size. $805. There they are. I glanced over them. I got them. Haha. 4.7 microfarad, 1206, 50 volt. Yes. Got a couple hundred of them. Okay. Only need 3. Just cut the tape. Alright. Sorry for the delay, just trying to find my capacitors. I have located them. Nice and bright, shiny and new. There's 1, 2. Where'd the third one go? 3. Duh. All right. No more disgusting end caps. Got nice brand new shiny capacitors. Ha. Great. Okay, now we can want to heat this general area up again and clean it up. All the flux. Since we're moving on to the third area. It's area 3 of, I think, 4 that we need to address. This thing is definitely going to need a bath. All right. How long have we been at this? 2 hours. Awesome. That was a little bit of sarcasm. Good though, we got everything populated. Don't think we're missing anything. That resistor above the SMC looks a little nasty, so we'll replace him. See if these will take to a touching up, and if not, we'll replace them too. Nah, we'll replace that resistor. I don't like it. I don't like it. You're going. Say goodbye to you. Say goodbye to you. Say goodbye to you. Say goodbye to this little guy here. Next to our, above our SMC. We're going to pull this off. Check the bottom of it. Flip over. Yeah. Fix that up. That's not looking hot right there. Connection. Could still be connected, but little resistor up above the SMC. He's gone. Get out. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I just basically wicked that area off next to the SMC. Just wick that off. See if we can't clean up that non-populated area there. Tin it a little. Just don't like the way that looks. Nah. Much better. Looks much better. Alright. We'll replace all the stuff that we just took off here. And we'll move on to section 4. Probably going to check under the SMC too and make sure there's nothing nasty going on there, because we didn't measure, or we didn't turn the board on it at all. So once we get rid of all this liquid damage stuff, I'm going to attempt to power the board on and see where we're at, if we're close to getting to an SO state, or if we're forever stuck in no power land. Do we have... Oop. Too much flux. Okay. Touch that up. Might be a little too much center pad. Just need a tiny bit. Little bippity. I like that much. Should do. I think we like that little solder blob there. We'll leave that. A little resistor. Okay. Do we have any of that stuff on our donor board? Stealing all the stuff off the good donor board. No, we're not going to have anything else. Nope. Oh, we got our little resistor above where the SMC was. Alright. I guess we'll start there. Other than that, he doesn't have anything else for us. No SMC, no nothing. Oh, did we put solder balls in there? Or solder blobs for our new resistor? We did not. Put some solder over there. This thing ain't gonna stick. The little resistor won't stick down if we don't put anything in there. Alright, come here, you little resistor. Oh. Thought I lost you. Okay, where did you go now? You're a stinker. You just don't want to go on this board, do you? Come on, it's a nice board. You'll like it. You'll like your new home. You'll like your new home next to my SMC. Yowzer. This board is hot. Okay. My poor multimeter probe tips are so destroyed from me dropping them on the floor. Like, I gotta figure out how to sharpen them. Let's see what else we can get maybe off this board. Oh, we got these two resistors here. Great. That's hilarious. Like, my donor boards are so picked over. That I don't even have what I need off one donor board. I gotta pick off like several, but I'm sure other people are like that too. Okay. Thank you for your contribution. Now, who's next? What do you have for me? I'm gonna go with nothing. Yikes. You look pretty good. I'll definitely take you off. So all I need is you and that resistor. Oh, I should have taken that chip off. Why didn't I just put it back? I'll duke it out with this little 201 resistor here. Come on. Oh, how come every time I do something cool, it's not in the shot? Oh. Totally just drove him into his spot. It wasn't in frame. It's like every single time. You gotta go back and touch these up, because if you don't, there's a good chance something can fall off. Cool. Now I just need this guy off the board I just put away. Put him there. Little flux. Set him down. Slightly push down on him. Let up. He should be soldered. Just clean up his solder ball or his solders. Alright. Okay, and now we just need that little resistor over here. Gotta figure out where to find it. Because none of my donor boards have whatever it is. So I'll have to look it up again. That's the most time-consuming part about this, is having to flip-flop back and forth and look for components and component values instead of just having the donor board to hand and swapping parts. But such is life. That happens sometimes when you work on a bunch of these, which makes me wonder what I'm gonna do for my next board from taking all the good parts. What are those, solder balls? You see those? You see this right here? What is that? This solder ball? Interesting. Another solder ball there. Solder balls. Okay, so that's all cleaned. And now we just need to replace this little guy. I gotta figure out where to get him from. What is his value? That's for PP bus, so we gotta have that. 100K 402. Alright, Control F. 100K. How many do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's right above our RAM slot on the other side. This side. There you are, right there. Oh, let's focus. We could do the turn into the parking stall trick. That doesn't look good. Oop, don't want to disturb your neighbor. Feel that squeaking noise when I put my hot air station back in the holder. Alright. Whoops. Clear the solder bridge. And then put it back. Okay. That's Dunsky. So there's the third area clean. Components replaced. Mess. I mean, we still got a bunch of corrosion to clean up. Solder pads, or I mean test points and stuff. That looks like a mess. Guess we could try to clean that up. That looks kind of bad. May have to remove that capacitor real quick so I can touch them joints up. Where'd it go? Bring my fuel extractor a little closer. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. It's not looking so hot. See that? It's like clean it with IPA. If I heat it up, Hmm. I don't like the way those solder joints look. Looks like crap. Alright, we're gonna pull this capacitor off. Get it out of the way. We're gonna redo this. I don't like the way this is looking. Remember which way the word maxim is pointing. This has like a bunch of nasty stuff around it. Clean that up. I don't like the way this looks. I mean, the sides of that chip don't look good. What about our donor? Does that look good? Yeah, it looks a lot better. We'll just replace it. There's a resistor we gotta replace too. I just noticed this resistor on our board is dirty. Whoops. I just blew that resistor we needed off the board. Alright, ship's gotta go south. Down a little bit. Well, not that far. So that's good. That's gonna go. That far? Yep. Good. Touch up these joints. Alright, just the last edge here. No bridges. Good, good, good. That pin at the top looks a little lacking for solder. There we go. Get that nasty resistor off there. Touch this up. Excuse me. I'm hungry. Grr. You're gone. Get off my board. So kick some of that flux down here. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. think I just kicked those two resistors off my board. I did. Right. Put them back. Does any of my donors have that resistor? I just pulled the chip off that. That looks bad. That looks bad. Alright, I guess we're gonna look to see... I guess we're gonna look to see if we have that resistor somewhere else on the board. Okay. Sorry, I gotta check something real quick. I think that's the one I'm working on now. Yep. Okay. What is the value of that resistor? Next to our Maxim chip. 150K 0402. Pretty sure we can probably find one of those somewhere else. Bingo. Okay. Found a 150K. Next to this diode up here. Where are you at, Mr. Diode? but you're not existent. So we have capacitor, resistor. Yep, you're not even populated. Next. R7402. Okay. So that is on this side. There's a 6-pin job. Diode. 3-pin. Above it's a cap. There's 2 resistors. So the one at the top is our guy. This guy right here. Come on. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this is long board repair. 2 hours and 49 minutes. But I mean, this thing has lots of corrosion and stuff. Lots of work. A lot of rework I've had to do on this guy because he is a mess, man. This board's a mess. Chip's nicely soldered. Okay. Alright. Next. Where's our next area here? It's a mess, man. This is probably one of my worst boards. Getting text messages. We got a couple of resistors over here that look bad. So I think once we replace those, we should be able to try to power this board on for the first time. And once we replace those, I'll go ahead and cut this video because it's already been 3 hours almost. There's no point in me showing you every single little replacement that I do. I just want to show it up until the point where we get the board working. And then I'll go ahead and come back and clean the rest of all the spots. I'll go and rinse and repeat, like replace all the stuff that needs to be replaced and ultrasonic the board, test it, reassemble, etc., etc. I have to retin my tip. It's like being hard on my soldering tip. Let's find a couple resistors and we'll try and power this board on real quick. See if our donor's got one. A couple. Little tiny O201s. See, what area are we in? We're next to our Broadcom chip. We'll probably have to ultrasonic this once, go back over it with a fine-tooth comb and make sure everything looks okay. I'm not really liking this via there, looks kind of bad. All these vias look corroded. So we may have to go back and touch all these vias up and make sure they're still connected. Alright, so 2 resistors just above the 2 big caps next to our Broadcom chip. Boom, there they are. Got them on our donor board. Oh, these are so tiny. So tiny. Alright, let's see what we got here. Touch up them solders. That looks bad. Oh. Those little resistors want to run away. Just kind of zap them in place. Alright. Oopsie. Jeez. Let's see. See what we got here. Go ahead and let this board cool off for a minute. Oh, look at this mess. There's this flux everywhere on here, but it's alright. We'll heat it up and give it a scrub, and then we'll take it and put it in the ultrasonic. Alright. Let's get our multimeter out of the way here. Get our MagSafe 1 while that board cools off. Get our flux syringe out of the way. We're probably going to have some more cleanup on this board for sure, but we took care of the majority of all the corrosion damage. So I'd say now would be safe to power it up with all the stuff that we've replaced and cleaned. And alright, and just for dramatic effect, we're going to put the heatsink and the fan back on. This is probably my longest video to date. 3 hours. 3 hours. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it is a long repair. Like this, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. This would have taken me, still taken a while. There's just the sheer amount of stuff to replace on here is crazy. Nice and quiet. Okay. Get our heatsink and stuff on here. Probably won't burn up the CPU, just power it on for a minute, but I gotta get our fan all dirty from sticking that in there. That's our fan screw. Well, let's try to clean this off a little better. Just got a bunch of flux looming around here. Probably replaced 40 components on this board. Alright, let's see. Will you turn on, or am I gonna get crickets? Let's see if we get a fan spin, huh? Our DCN board here. Alright. Turning it on now. Look at that. Got a green light on MagSafe. 550 milliamps. Fan spin. We've got a working logic board. The DCN board doesn't look super good, but power rails. CPU V-core. About our PB bus. 1257. 1258. So we got a working logic board now. Awesome. But I know, of course, it's not good enough for you guys, is it? Nah. You want to see a flashing question mark folder. Of course. Of course. You want to see a flashing question mark folder. Well, alright, fine. Let me get a screen. Show you a flashing question mark folder. Don't believe me. After 3 hours of working on this logic board. Fan spin. Where is my A1278 tester screen? It's not you. You're a 2009, 2010. You're a 2011. Here we go. 2012 A1278 test LCD. Let's see if we've got an image on the screen as well as our everything else. Okay, let's unplug that. Make sure we plug in our LCD correctly. Plug in the LCD connector backwards. Alright. Yeah. I'll get to you in a minute. Alright. Let's turn some lights off here. Do we get an image? Got a backlight. So approximately it takes 45 seconds on these boards. 43 to 45 seconds, I think, for it, no matter what, to where it boots up or gives you a flashing question mark folder. I did a test one time and sat here and counted or timed it to see how long it takes, and it's 45 seconds every single time to get to a flashing question mark or a login. There you go. Flashing question mark folder. This board is repaired. Alright, I'm going to cut this video off at that because I'm tired. This has been 3 hours. And we have a working logic board. Otherwise would have ended up in the trash. So if you watch this video and you enjoy it or you get anything out of it, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. I know this wasn't super educational, but at least you get to see sometimes these boards take a long time to repair. But in the end, we got a working machine. So with that, I'll see you later.